residents of Stilfontein in the Northwest Province are alleging that government mortuaries in the Dr Kenneth Kaunda District are filled to capacity. For more on this, we cross live to SABC News reporter Thabiso. Thabiso, thank you so much for making time to join us here on Point. Can you give us the latest about what's happening out there in Stilfontein? There has been those ongoing efforts to retrieve miners, but now there's a new development about mortuaries that are filled to capacity. Can you tell us more?
Good afternoon to you and our viewers at home, Diabo. Yes, indeed. Earlier on, one of the community leaders alleged that some mortuaries are full because of the number of illegal or bodies of illegal miners that have been retrieved here. That should be, go to those mortuaries. So the Department of Health here in the province has issued a statement earlier on saying that they have a contingency plan in place if it happens that they seem to be overwhelmed by the bodies that are being retrieved here. So they are saying there is nothing like that they are not coping with the situation as far as the bodies of illegal miners that are being retrieved here is concerned. So we spoke to that and they've clarified that earlier on. So in terms of what is currently happening here at Shaft 11 is that there are more than 20 illegal miners that have been retrieved alive just a few minutes ago, and we understand that there are 9 bodies that have been retrieved, since the operation started. This morning. So that's the situation currently. So how did we verify this information is that as soon as that crane comes to the surface, the community members, community representatives or leaders are being called there. Also, they are part of, they are there when these people are being counted that have been retrieved from underground, including those bodies. So what we can tell you at this stage is that 22 illegal miners have been retrieved alive since the operation started this morning, and there are 9 bodies that are also being retrieved this morning. So in a moment, I'll speak to Kopano Kunupi, the provincial secretary here in the province, just to talk to us about what has been happening here over the past few days since this operation started. So Dr Kunupi, thank you very much for joining us on SABC News for this afternoon. I just want us to start with what has been, the statements between government, back and forth between government and the residents concerning who should be held liable for the deaths of the illegal miners that are being retrieved here. As we have seen that more than 60 bodies have been retrieved since Monday, and 10 bodies were retrieved by community volunteers through their operation a few weeks ago. What is your reaction to that? This back and forth, the disagreement in the public between the government as well as the community activists here or community members here about who should be held liable for the deaths of these illegal miners?
The first thing is that in South Africa we are a constitutional republic, and the people who are given the responsibility to bestow the constitution of the republic, it is the state. And if there's criminality that is happening in the republic, the state must make sure that it combats that crime and make sure that the citizens are protected at all costs. So the criminality that happened here, it has happened because of the failure of the state. And the people that are dying here is because the state have allowed or created an environment where criminality has to thrive. And therefore, I would say that the state must be held liable for whatever has happened in this area. And nobody else should be held liable. We know that there's no person who can condone crime, and there's no person who would want to live in an area where criminality is the order of the day. But it becomes the responsibility of the state to make sure that they put all the necessary measures to have the secure and safe state. And we cannot be going back and forth to say who should be held liable and whose responsibility it is. It is the responsibility of the state. Hence the state came in here last year when they found the community doing the operation. They said, you are now working in a crime scene, get out of the crime scene, allow the state to take its responsibility. And the community gave the state the space. But the state failed to come here now more than a month later to start to do what they were supposed to do last year. If they could have executed what they had promised last year, we would not be seeing this number of dead bodies that we are seeing today. I mean, just now 9 bodies have been retrieved, and we are told that more bodies are going to come up. If they could have done this last year, we would have seen lesser bodies. We would have at least found live people being retrieved, being charged and prosecuted and being convicted because they have committed a crime. Like we are saying, we don't condone a crime. What we are saying, we want the Constitution to be protected at all costs, and the custodian of the protection of the Constitution, it is the state. And therefore, the right to life is an absolute one, and the state must make sure that even if a person commits a crime, their life must be protected, more especially when the crime does not put a threat to human life.
Thank you very much. That's the Provincial Secretary of COSATU here in the province, Kopano Kunupi, talking to us about what should happen with regard to, especially what has been going on, the statements that were uttered by, some government authorities as well as the community members on the other side about who should be held liable for the deaths of the illegal miners, saying that the state should have acted timelessly or on time to make sure that they avoid more deaths of these illegal miners. And that's the situation here in Stilfontein, and it's back to you in studio.
While I still have you on the line, I see that you have an umbrella on, which suggests to me that it could be raining there. What are the chances that the rain could interrupt the process that's underway of retrieving the mine workers underground?
You'll remember when this operation started on Monday, or before the operation started on Monday, the Department of Mineral Resources, which is paying or carrying costs for this operation, said that they will make sure that this operation becomes quick, that considering that there is no rain. So I believe what is going on here, it just started drizzling, but sometimes raining heavily, just maybe let's say 30-45 minutes ago. So surely this will affect the rescue operation that is underway here, led by government Diabo.
Thabiso, thank you so much for the update. We'll catch up with you a little later.